All right, if you've been in a relationship for a while, you know this feeling. Those big, exciting early days dates, they can kind of start to fade, can't they? But what if bringing back that spark wasn't about some huge, grand gesture, but about tiny little intentional skills? Well, today we're breaking down 7 of them that can make your very next date night feel surprisingly fresh and intimate. And hey, let's be honest, there is nothing wrong with a cozy night in. But this quote just nails a universal truth for long-term couples, doesn't it? That comfortable routine, it just takes over. This is for those moments when you just want to feel that little bit of sparkle again. To look across the table at your partner and remember, oh yeah, we're still in here. I mean, this just perfectly sums up the journey, right? We go from the fireworks and the mystery of early dating to the shared calendars and the comfortable day-to-day logistics of long-term love. And while that comfort is a beautiful thing, it's so easy to lose the date part of a date night. So, how do we intentionally bridge that gap? Well, it starts right at the very beginning. The first few minutes can literally set the entire tone for the evening. It's not about some dramatic entrance, it's about a conscious shift from our everyday life mode into date mode. And this first skill shows us exactly how to do that. It's called the arrival reset, and it is a simple but super powerful way to just ease into your time together and signal that, you know what, this evening is different. No talk of traffic or chores, not just yet. And oh man, the contrast here is everything. The old way, that's just a logistics update. But the new way, that's a connection reset. Before you say anything else, just take a beat, pause, make eye contact, and smile. A simple, hi, you look good, can completely change the energy in the room. It says, I see you, and I am so happy to be here with you. Okay, next up, the gentle lead. This one is all about tackling one of the most common friction points for long-term couples, decision fatigue. We have all been here, right? This back and forth, it's not usually about a lack of preference. It's that both people are just tired of making decisions all day and are kind of hoping the other person will just take the lead. And it can create this low-grade friction right when you're trying to connect. And here is the solution. Taking a gentle lead isn't about being controlling. It is a profound act of care. It communicates, hey, I've thought about you and I wanted to make this easy and special for us. It just removes the burden of choice and lets you both sink into the experience. All right, you've started strong. Now let's look at how to build on that connection during the date. The goal here is not some deep, heavy therapy session. It's about creating light, genuine, and present moments. You know, we often just assume our partner knows we appreciate them, but an unexpected, specific compliment, it can land with incredible warmth. It shows you're still paying attention. This is such a great example. See, it's not about looks or accomplishments. It's about the very core of your connection. It's sincere, it's specific, and it probably isn't something they hear every day. And that's what makes it so powerful. Okay, our next skill busts a huge myth in long-term relationships. This idea that you already know everything about each other. Here's the truth. People are always evolving. And showing you're still curious about them is one of the most profound ways to show you still care. The key here is that these questions are light and fresh, not deep and heavy. They're invitations, not interrogations. Asking something like this communicates, hey, I'm still really interested in the person you're becoming, right now. It just opens the door to new conversations beyond all the usual topics. You know, chemistry isn't some mystical force. It's often built in these small moments where you're both present and engaged in the same thing at the same time. You can think of these as little micro-adventures. These are so simple, but they just work. Sharing a dessert, trying a new cocktail, or even just putting on an old favorite song, it creates a small, shared world just for the two of you. It's a powerful little reminder to your brain that being together is fun, not just familiar. Okay, so the date is winding down. But how you end the evening is just as important as how you start it. Finishing with intention, it reinforces the entire experience and helps that warm feeling linger. First, let's talk about navigating those little bumps in the road. Because awkward moments, they happen, right? Even, and sometimes especially, between people who know each other incredibly well. A joke falls flat, a comment comes out wrong. The key is to not let it derail the whole night. A simple 5-second reset can save the whole evening. It's a very low drama way to say, oops, let's just move on. It acknowledges the bump without turning it into a big deal, and it allows you to get right back to enjoying each other's company. And finally, the warm close. At the end of the night, it is so easy to slip back into autopilot, checking phones, talking about tomorrow's schedule. This skill is all about breaking that routine. Think of these simple phrases as putting a verbal underline on the evening. They tell both your partner and your own brain that the time you just spent together was valuable and it was cherished. It's just the perfect emotional bookend to the date. Now let's zoom out for a second, because these 7 skills aren't just a checklist for a good date. They all point to a much deeper, much more human need, especially in our long-term relationships. This is so important to remember. The pressure to create some perfect movie-style romantic experience, it's immense, but it's not what actually sustains a connection over the long haul. And this right here, this is the heart of it all. Each of these small skills is like a microdose of this exact feeling. A gentle lead says, I thought of you. A curiosity spark says, I still see you. A warm close says, I enjoyed you. It's about feeling chosen, on purpose, on a regular Tuesday night. So what does this all mean for you? It means you don't have to wait for a special occasion. You don't need some grand plan. Just pick one of these ideas. What's one tiny moment of intentional connection you can create tonight or tomorrow? That's really where the magic happens.